Artists talk about art.
My name is Javier Betancourt. I am a tattooer and gallerist here in Miami, Florida. I graduated fairly early and then kind of just did the college thing for a little bit and was studying the arts. And then I realized that, school probably wasn't the best fit for me. And at that time, I was already involved in a lot of like punk and hardcore, like the music scene out here, and was already designing tattoos for a lot of friends. So it just was like a natural transition for me to move into tattooing. Pretty much, it was a means to make money through art and still be able to fund other projects for myself. I apprenticed under Jose Carrera. I worked under him for about a year and change before I was a established artist and I started traveling. I started working in Europe and then coming back and forth. So the shop itself is going to hit 25 years soon, and I'm about to hit my 20th year tattooing. I've seen so many things come and go stylistically. Just the industry is just so different now. Like post social media, just trying to keep kind of like the tradition and trade aspect of the industry alive. So we really want to try to establish everything as a legacy shop. I think that's the most important for us. When it comes to like South Florida, we're definitely one of the oldest shops. Being that name in that city, when people think of our industry, legacy to me is just like the longevity and a culture that surrounds the shop itself. It's just it's more about creating a subculture around us. I think the main focus for our gallery is to make art accessible for the young collector because it's an accessible space. It's not as intimidating as a lot of other galleries. People could come in and all walks of life and just like ask questions and not feel, like I can't touch this, I can't look at this. This is just out of my price range. Be like, look, we could figure this out. If you want to learn about collecting and how to get into it, this is the way to do it and support actual like living artists and people that are constantly producing and what to look for when you're trying to invest in an artist. What's their CV looking like? What are they doing? How active are they? Like things to like that most young collectors don't think about. They just think about, oh, it's a hype piece that I've seen that's like popular, that's like moving. It's like commercially successful. It's kind of moving a little bit away from that. Like, what is the intention behind their work? Why do they produce? What are they doing? What's the intention behind the work? White Rose is a coffee shop that's adjacent to the tattoo shop. So it's more of a creative hub for a lot of the young art scene here in Miami. So they come, hang out, they exchange ideas. We do a lot of cultural events and like even swaps so where people could come, hang, trade vintage items, whatever. It's just more of like having the young art crowd here make it a home for them. Definitely community focused. It has its pros and cons. Obviously, it brought light to the art community out here, for better or for worse. It just really became a huge global entity. Miami is a powerhouse when it comes to the arts, but it's a lot of corporate interests, and it's more about who's sponsoring what parties can we go to versus the art itself. It's just like a lot of secondhand market and like what can we flip for, what's the biggest thing we could flip during this weekend. It's a weird convoluted kind of mess, but it is important for our community out here to have exposure to it, and it has grown the way people perceive art, at least in such a young city like Miami.
Artists talk about art.